Welcome back here to the John A. Wilson Complex on the campus of New Mexico Highlands. New Mexico Highlands men's basketball against Regis. New Mexico Highlands comes in 6-1 on the year. Regis 2-4. Scott Coletti along with Steve Davis. And I'll tell you what, Steve, we had a close game in the first game, Regis pulling it out. And here in the second game, it's a couple of teams that were competitive last year, but both games went to Regis. And this year, Highlands with a little bit different style. They have different elements in their game with the bigger players that came in as transfers. And the one thing that they utilize the most is defensive pressure.
Well, defense, full court defensive pressure,
right.
Trapping, and they try to score in transition off turnovers, and that's the key for Regis to make it real simple and real quick. Is they got to be able to handle the pressure. They can handle the pressure, get in a half-court set, scoring the steal. Things can look good for Regis, but if they can't control the tempo, the fast tempo, and this game gets up in the 80s and 90s, it's going to look like Highlands is going to win the ball game.
Yeah, and the one thing about Regis, they have a couple of really good returning players that could have a say in this game.
Well, they need a win, okay? And then Highlands, a little bit more pressure on Highlands. They need to protect the home court.
So it's Highlands against Regis coming up here on the RMAC Network.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to NewMexicoHighlands.com today.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
What do you need in a university? For me, it was never really about being a number, another face in the crowd. I needed something more. A university dedicated to anticipating my needs through support could offer me a sense of belonging and promise me loyalty. This is where those ideas are possible. This is where those ideas are true. Unfazed by our differences and driven by our goals, we all work as one cohesive unit, as a community. We're the movers and shakers, inventors and innovators, future leaders and glass ceiling breakers. With classrooms that feel like home and professors who feel like family. Together we rally, explore, and rejoice. We learn about the world, about each other, about ourselves. While leaping over expectations, we push ourselves to move forward. Together.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
Welcome back. Here's the starting lineups being introduced. They will lower the lights here for New Mexico Highlands as the video board going off and getting the folks here in attendance pumped up a little bit. I'll tell you what, as the night has progressed, Steve Davis, we've had a pretty good turnout.
No, it is, and this is very active. Even the girls' games got very active with the crowd and very emotional, and you can just feel there's an intensity and it's, you can tell there's something on the big moment for this game.
Absolutely. So the pregame video is being played on the video board and getting ready to go here. So the Cowboys are being introduced now. Kennard Richardson. He is 6'4", senior out of Richmond, Virginia. Also out there, Kyrie Thomas, 5'8", senior out of Denver, Colorado. Nathan Hasbury, 6'4", junior out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, and Cleveland High School. TJ Sanchez, 6' junior out of Santa Fe, New Mexico, Capitol High School. And also coming out is Blesson Kimball, 6'7", junior out of Charleston, Missouri, coming off of a 13-point performance in his last game. Had 5 points against Western New Mexico and 20 against CSU Pueblo.
Well, I tell you, they need a quick start. That's one of the things with Highlands right now is they have a quick start on the home court. And can they maintain, if they get a quick start, can they maintain that for 40 minutes?
So getting set for the opening tap.
You know, and I said this, Regis is going to be really the pressure that they're going to see tonight. Can they handle it? You know, looking at their stats, they do a good job of not turning the ball over.
And they have veteran players too, Steve, that had big games last year against Highlands. So watch out for that. As Blesson Kimball jumping center against Jalen Page, whose number changed from number 25 to number 9 for tonight and tonight only, we've been told. Ty Cox is number 3 instead of number 2. Here's Kimball on the base. Sanchez for 2, too strong. And it goes off of Hasbury out of bounds.
That's unusual for him to be that way off the mark for TJ.
Jalen Brown, normally number 0, is number 5. So the starters, Eddie Egan, he's number 1. He had big games last year, including a 14-point performance against Highlands. Egan, one of the guys, along with number 11 Trey Bryant out of Springfield, Oregon, 6'1", 175. Kobe Sanders, number 13, 6 foot, 185 graduate out of Denver. Here's a layup, and that is up and good by Chase Mayo Harmon.
I'll tell you what, Harmon, with authority, taking it to the basket.
Yeah, he's a guy who had 2 big games, 18 points in the first one, 23 in the second. Hasbury, little hook, needed a bounce, didn't get it. Kimball had it knocked out off of his hands. He was lobbying, trying to get the ball, but Blesson Kimball was told otherwise by the officials. Who, by the way, Armando Rivas, the lead referee, Anthony DeVethia and Sean Trainer are also out there. Driving now at the top of the key is Sanders. Driving is Mayo Harmon. He'll kick it in the left corner. Down to 4. Ball is loose. 3, 2, 1.
And that's that swarming defense right there. And then they get a turnover.
Sanchez left wing. 2-0 Regis. There's Blesson Kimball on the base. Kimball being guarded. And a shot put and didn't get the roll. The rebound tipped up and in. I think that was TJ Sanchez.
No, you're 100% correct. He just came out like a pogo stick.
You're right.
Man. Just bingo up there, man.
You are right. Foul is called on New Mexico Highlands on the other end as Eddie Egan was fouled. Egan averaging 10.7. Mayo Harmon averaging 13. And these are the guys that you have to contain, Steve. And Jalen Page, the man at the line, averaging 2.5. He's out of Boulder, Colorado, Fairfield High School. Transfer from Northern Colorado, and he missed the free throw. 2-2. Last year, it was 94-85. Regis here, 82-76 in a close one. That Highlands actually had the lead in the early going, and it was a back-and-forth game.
No, and you know, Coach Borgeson, he just does a good job, you know, with this team. And at Regis, been there about 10 years, and you know, again, has a system, has what he wants to get accomplished.
Kennard Richardson is fouled, or did it just get knocked out of bounds? Just got knocked out of bounds. So Richardson will inbound the ball. Richardson out of Richmond, Virginia, coming off of a 17-point performance, 7-12 against Western Colorado last week. Here's Kyrie Thomas. Thomas being guarded tightly. They get it to Kimball. Good feed to Sanchez, and Sanchez is fouled. And he claps afterwards saying, hey, I'm going to the line. What a cut by TJ and an outstanding pass to get him the ball.
Well, that was more than a cut. That was like a flash. I mean, I was like, wow. I was like,
that is a great point.
That just went right by my eyes. I was like, where did he come from?
That's an excellent point. Showing off his speed. TJ at the line. Will put it up and put it in. TJ Sanchez, 87% at the line. Sanchez 1 for 1, so he is now 8 of 9 on the year, and 9 of 10. That'll get it done.
And this sets up their press. You know, once they get that deal, and this is, hadn't had a turnover yet. I'm gonna tell you, Harmon showing that he's a versatile player, bringing the ball up.
Right. Trey Bryant now with it. Down the lane, it's knocked away. They get it back and they score. Good shot put up and in. 5-4 in favor of Regis. Kimball traveled. Turnover goes out of bounds to Regis. First turnover for New Mexico Highlands, 1 for Regis. Kobe Sanders got the driving layup on the last play. Sanders averaging 8. He's out of Chaparral High School in Denver, Colorado. Concordia University in Irvine. Kimball trying to drive, lost control of the ball, got it back. He's strong. Double team. Kyrie Thomas walked, and another turnover. So we were talking about Highlands turning Regis over. The last 2 possessions, it's been the other way around.
And the other thing that Regis is doing is they're handling the pressure. They're doing a great job. You know, there's no four-court pressure turnovers yet.
Ball kicked out. It goes to Mayo Harmon.
Now we got mass substitution coming in.
Down the lane. They get it back. Sanders. Sanders, Mayo Harmon. Mayo Harmon with 8. Drive, beautiful no-look pass, and laying it up and in. Jalen Page, who's averaging just over 2. He's got 2, and it's 7-4.
Tell you what, that was a great pass by Kobe Sanders. No-look pass.
Thomas kicks it in the corner to Sanchez. 3 ball was missed. Here's a lead pass into the front court, coming down with the loose ball nicely. That is Brown.
Tell you what, Brown just took Hasbury right to the block and finished strong.
Jalen Brown is normally number 0, number 5 tonight. Here's Richardson. Kennard with the 3 ball.
Much needed 3, and this sets up the press. See, it gives them a little bit of energy.
Knotted up at 7. Big triple for Kennard. Down the other way. Here's a layup missed. Jalen Brown will go to the line. Jalen Brown averaging 10.5, 2.3 rebounds. 7 points against St. Martin's in his last game. 7 points against Northern New Mexico. Timeout on the court. 15:44 to play in the first half. It is 9-7 Rangers over the Cowboys.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great.
Foul shot is up and good by Jaylen Brown, who came in just 5 of 21 at the foul line. So he's 6 of 22 and makes them both. He doesn't look like a 5 of 21 shooter, Steve.
Not as well as he shot those, and with a lot of confidence too.
Right. He just drilled those to make it 11-7. In favor of Regis over New Mexico Highlands. Here's a drive, good play to the basket, banking it up and in. Daniel Rosenberg out of Burnsville, Indiana, 6'6" junior. He'll go to the line for an and one.
Boy, this young man just gets better and better. And
came in averaging 6 points. He was scoreless against Western Colorado, but had 8 against Western New Mexico in the game that you had an opportunity to see in Silver City.
Well, I tell you what, he just, like I said, the confidence, the upsides of this, of him and Rosenberg and Dawson and Kimball, this team just can get better.
Missed a free throw. Regis with a 2-point lead now, as with the ball is Sanders. Sanders driving now is Cox. Here's a 3-ball, and that is on the way by Sanders, and a rebound grabbed by Ezzie Dawson out of Plant City, Florida, 6'7" junior. Driving is KJ Lamont, who had a big game his last game. Passed inside and a little too strong for Jaquan Hill. Hill, sophomore out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Volcano Vista High School. KJ Lamont was our player of the game with 20 points against Western Colorado, and a major player off the bench.
Well, the biggest thing is he made all of his free throw in crucial time of the game.
Yes. And there's a good looking layup.
I'll tell you what, Harmon, I remember him from last year, and he just plays hard for the whole game.
14-9, drive missing, and the layup is put up, and Ezzie Dawson got it again, and this is put up, and that is missed by Rosenberg.
Well, three offensive boards, and no, look at this turnover.
Yeah, steal. Here we come the other way with Jaquan Hill feeding down the lane. Kennard Richardson, and he is fouled. The putback was a dunk by Dawson. That won't count, but good feed inside. And the Cowboys will get a couple of foul shots out of this. Kennard Richardson, 17-point-a-game average. Had 17 against Western Colorado, 19 against Western New Mexico on the road. Was held to 5 points on 2 of 8 shooting at CSU Pueblo, or against CSU Pueblo, I should say. At Northern New Mexico, he had 22 on that road game.
The thing about him, he wants the ball in crucial time.
Yes.
He's like a money player. I mean, he really can just take over a ball game at any time.
Made both free throws to make it 14-11 in favor of Regis. Backcourt pressure by Highlands. They get by the pressure. Into the front court is Brown. Brown on the left side. Cox. Now Harmon. Harmon, very smooth, very smart player. Good ball movement as they get the ball to Brown. Little runner in the lane, that's off the mark, and taking the ball with authority was Ezzie Dawson.
I like this lineup the Cowboys have in right here.
Richardson on the outside. Pulls up for three, and that's an air ball, but Dawson got the rebound, maneuvers, and scores.
Another offensive board right there, and this is what Coach Dominguez and his team, and then we've got 3 more coming in. You know, they're just going to try to wear down Regis over the period of the 40 minutes.
So Dawson gets the bucket. Pull up on the outside. That's a shot off the mark. As shooting now was Achara, and a foul is going to be called against New Mexico Highlands. So the new man into the game, Achara, out of Palmdale, California, a 6'8", 214 senior. Antelope Valley High School, Houston Christian High School. So he went to both. And he's coming off of a 12-point game against St. Martin's. And the free throw is missed. One more coming. Ty Cox, number 3. (14-13) in favor of Regis. And he missed them both. The rebound tip by Hasbury, and he takes it. And here come the Cowboys the other way. Kyrie Thomas coming off of a 6-point performance against Western Colorado. 10.9 a game. Hasbury at the line. Now he maneuvers in the paint and scores. Little lunging right-handed hook.
But that's his play. I mean, that, you know, looks like he's off balance and everything, but he just, every time, if he gets that mid-range shot, most time he's money.
6-0 run. Trey Bryan out of Springfield, Oregon. Driving now is Egon, and Egon scores. And remember, he had 14 against Highlands in the first game here last year, 16-15 in favor of Regis with 12:21 to go in the first half. Away from the ball, we have a whistle, and that's going to be a foul. One-point lead for Regis. Highlands with the ball. Lamont had a monster game against Western Colorado at home. Looking like he wants to drive. Little runner, needed a bounce, didn't get it, but he will go to the foul line to shoot 2. That's a good bit of work on his part.
Well, I'll tell you the thing about it. He didn't finish, but he got the foul, and that's what he does. So he goes to that mid-range shot, and then he's deadly at the free throw line.
Right. Tough shot for Lamont. 81%, he's now 31 of 39. Made that one. We're knotted up at 16. Trey Bryan out of Springfield, Oregon, a 6'1", 175 senior, has the ball, triple team. They get it down the lane, and a slam dunk with the right hand, Achara.
You talk about game of inches. That's almost an inch away from a turnover, but they got a great basket.
And a beauty of a left-handed layup for Jaquan Hill. Jaquan Hill with the bucket, and he's tied this game up at 18. Pressure again by New Mexico Highlands. Bryant on the drive, cut off nicely by TJ Sanchez, And driving now and feeding inside, and a little left-handed layup. That is Achara again. He's on the board with 4 on 2 of 3 shooting.
Highlands a little bit slow on the weak side help. That was just too easy. No weak side help, and that's what happens when you trap and there's no weak side help.
One of the things about this game, Steve, when we talked about this in the past, is there's a pass inside, and that's going to be a foul against Blessing Kimball. But well, we'll talk about it after the break. 10:57 to play in the first half. It is 20-18 in favor of Regis over New Mexico Highlands on the RMAC Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at Car Crafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
And we are back here on the RMAC Network. Scott Glutty along with Steve Davis. 2-point lead for Regis. Highlands trying to counter. Hasbury in the lane. Little move, little right-hander, a little short, and the rebound into the hands of Regis. And they come the other way, and there's a layup for Mayo Harmon.
Harmon running the court, got rewarded for running hard, and an easy basket.
22-18. Kimball on the left wing. Kimball looking. Feeds Sanchez. Sanchez lost control of the ball. Unforced turnover there. TJ maybe rushing a little bit to get control of the ball. (22-18). There's a pass right toward us. Harmon comes down with it. Harmon on the drive. Lost control. It was taken away by Hill. Jaquan Hill, left wing. And that is a 3-ball by Thomas.
Well, that's the first 3-ball they've shot tonight. And that's this really gets this team inspired, gets the crowd going. And
here's a layup all the way to the basket. Beautifully done by Bryant.
Tell you what, Bryant playing with a lot of confidence. Very heady play right there.
Hasbury on the baseline drive, banks it in. Tough shot for Hasbury with a man in his grill.
I tell you what, he slashed to the basket, and he just did a great job of finishing with that play.
24-23. Right back at you is Regis. 3 in the corner off the mark. Kimball tapped the ball. Yeah, great block out indeed to tip it. Hasbury. Hill in the corner. Egon guarding Hill. Blessing Kimball bumps, fade away from 10. Needed a bounce, didn't get it. And the rebound taken by Regis. Egon got the rebound, his first. Mayo Harmon. Out top 3. Nothing but net.
You can't leave
saying,
him.
Keep quiet. That was Egon.
Can't leave him open. It was just too easy.
Put out the shush sign. 27-23. Hasbury on the wing. Another long three, and that's money, as that's another triple for Kyrie Thomas, his second.
And he should put his finger up. He just answered right back.
He did. You were right about that. 27-26 in favor of Regis. Egon.
Oh,
good feet
pass.
underneath, and that is a layup put up and in by Page. The ball movement has been outstanding for Regis.
Well, Sanders is just, unbelievable vision.
(29-26). Looks like timeout on the court, and we'll take it here. 3-point lead for the Rangers of Regis over New Mexico Highlands on the ORMAC Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Physical Therapy Center proudly serves as a preferred provider for the Cowboys and Cowgirls of New Mexico Highlands University and the greater Las Vegas community, offering expert physical therapy and personalized sports recovery. The team at Physical Therapy Center dedicated to keeping you healthy, rehabbing from injuries, and helping you perform at your best. To schedule an appointment with Physical Therapy Center, please visit yourptcenter.com to take your first step back to peak performance.
Tell you what, Regis shooting 75%. 12
yeah,
for
nothing gets
16.
past you. You got the stat sheet, and you honed in on that, Steve.
12 for 16, and then, Highlands, 47%, 9 for 19. I mean, just what a great start for Regis in this first half with 7 minutes left.
Richardson missed the free throw. One more coming. So he's 2 of 3. And 3 of 4. 2-point lead for Regis.
Oh, we almost got a turnover right there. Look at this. Harmon's he impresses me. Look at him. He's bringing the ball up and makes a good decision there.
They feed it outside to Bryant. This is a guy that you were talking about watching out for. Near steal, and it goes out of bounds on a bad pass. New Mexico Highlands hurried them up and got the turnover. And for Regis, that is their 4th of 3 for New Mexico Highlands. .7:18 to play. We're in the first half. Get it down the lane to Richardson, and
does he make that look so easy? I mean, that was a tough shot. I mean, where he came from and caught it.
And he did it fast, too. 29 all. Down the lane, partially blocked. Ezzie Dawson got the rebound, and here come the Cowboys.
Oh, he got away. Oh, he didn't.
He didn't get away with it.
I thought he got away with it.
Yeah, the official kind of looked at it like, did he do what what I just thought he did? And yes, he did.
Maybe I jinxed it and said something. And he goes, "Yep." Even the guy with the glasses over in the
in the front row media section, yeah, even he knew. Achara, the big guy down there, number 12. They feed it outside. This is Kobe Sanders. Now on the wing, Jaylen Brown, and he buries a three.
Well, it was too easy. That was just too much. Nobody on him to guard him.
3 of 5 now from three-point range for Regis. And it's a three-point lead. Richardson for three to answer. That's short.
Gotta get back.
Achara, they get it down the lane to Sanders. Kicks it on the near side. Harmon, and Harmon hits a three. That's what he can do, and that's what I remember him doing last year. 35-29. He's the guy you don't want to let get hot.
Highlands needs a basket right here.
Lamont had it knocked away, got the ball back. Now on the left wing side, long shot, nothing but net for three. Beautiful shot by Rosenberg.
I tell you what, and he caught it, catch and shoot, and just a lot of confidence with his shooting ability. And look at, they're almost going to get 10 seconds.
Harmon, near side three for Bryant, and he buries it. Man, they're unconscious right now the way they're shooting.
Well, both teams are shooting at a high efficiency rate. It just they're shooting better right now.
38-32, the Rangers with the lead. 5:15 to go in the first half. Lamont wanted to drive but lost control of it. Long shot by Kyrie Thomas. He shot that from what, Santa Fe?
Well, not quite, but Pecos.
Shot in the corner for three. Yeah, for Pecos. Okay, I'll buy that. There's a layup put up off the mark, and Achara tied up. Held ball. And on the arrow, it goes out of bounds to Regis. Page coming back in. And out of the game will be Achara. Achara with 4 points, 2 of 3, and 4 rebounds to lead the way for his team. 2 rebounds by TJ Sanchez, and Ezzie Dawson leads all players with 5 rebounds.
Got a mismatch inside.
Kicking in the left corner for 3, and that is bullseye. Bryant with the triple.
And he let everybody know that too.
Yes.
He's very proud of what he can do.
41-32 in favor of Regis. Richardson now will drive down the lane, had a block taken away. Here's Mayo Harmon on the drive all the way to the bucket, put it up and missed. And looks like we have a loose ball foul against the Rangers.
Brown with a push right there.
4:23 to play. We're in the first half. Team foul number 8 on the Rangers, so free throws coming for New Mexico Highlands, or at least a 1-and-1, as Rosenberg will go to the line where he's 0 for 1. Came in 2 of 4, a 50%er.
Well, the difference in this game right now is the threes.
Yeah. Rosenberg can't get it, and the rebound grabbed by Regis. Bryant got the board. Here comes Bryant, front court, taking it himself. Guarded by Hasbury. Got it back. And what a three again. Mayo Harmon, you cannot leave him open.
Well, you can't leave, they're all leaving anybody open because everybody's hitting the threes.
Yeah, he's 3 of 3.
All right.
13 points for Mayo Harmon. It's 44-32. Driving now, Blessing Kimball, and foul is going to be called on Regis. Regis bench thought that it was going to be an offensive foul. They didn't get it. Derek Chavez coming in for the first time, it looks like today. Timeout call, 3:46 to play in the first half. And it's Regis by 12 on the RMAC network.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
(44-32) in favor of Regis over New Mexico Highlands. We have 3:46 to play. Blessing Kimball will go to the line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Regis hot. 7 for 10 from the threes. 68% for the game.
Yeah, 7 of 10. That's amazing. Highlands 4 of 8 for 50%, but still.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that's the difference of the games, the threes, and 10-point game and 3 more threes made by Regis.
Good feed on the base, driving and losing control of it. TJ Sanchez, actually that is Derek Chavez, a 5'10 junior out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Valley High School. Kimball had it stolen away. It's taken away by Jalen Brown, and Brown is blocked. That goes out of bounds off of New Mexico Highlands. Good bit of getting back on the play by the Cowboys.
Well, he wasn't watching. Pasbury had his back to the basket, and Harmon just threw his hands up, and that's just.
Wow. Get another look here.
It's just too easy. Watch this. Alden got this. Look, he wasn't up.
Yeah.
He wasn't in position.
Mayo Harmon was right there. He put up his hand saying, hey, I got this. And Mayo Harmon already with 15 points on 6 of 7 shooting, 3 of 3 from three-point range, and he is now 4 of 4 at the line. All of a sudden, it's 47-34. Kimball, guarded by Mayo Harmon. Hill. Chavez is a good shooter. Down to 10. Richardson outside, guarded tightly by Bryant. Richardson for 3. And Mayo Harmon with the rebound. They knock it away. They'll get it back. Here comes the turnover. It's Hill. Richardson, good move, and he got the Euro step.
First basket off a turnover in transition. And here comes Regis right back.
Yeah, Brown right back at you. Jalen Brown averaging 10.5, and he's got 7. 49-36, 3 in a corner. That's off the mark. Derek Chavez took it. He's 0-5 on the year. All of his shots have been 3-pointers. He was 0-4 coming in. Foul's going to be called against New Mexico Highlands, and that's team foul number 6 on them. Mike Dominguez right in front of us. Andrew Davison, the assistant, along with Richard Encinias. Brady Burgesson, 10th year. Noah King, one of the assistants. Sanders got in the air, hooked it up, and we got a foul, and that's going to be Kennard Richardson going after the rebound. So Kennard will get the foul, and that will be his second. Lamont back in. Achara at the line. First free throws of the game. He has 4 points and 6 rebounds already. Made the free throw. One more coming. Achara, 81%er. He's now 14 of 17, averaging 6.5.
So basically, what Regis has done so far in his is just taken the life out of Highlands. So there's just not, there's no energy with this team right now. They need a spark plug. They need something positive to happen with 2 minutes to go to get back into this game.
Yeah, this lead has grown and grown and grown very quickly and very quietly, if you will. Here's Lamont to the basket. He is fouled.
That's what he does.
Picking up the foul is Trey Bryant, but you know, we talk about the shooting percentages, and they're quite high. 63 for Regis from the field. Still 7 of 10 from three-point range. Highlands 46.2. Points in the paint. Regis leading that 24-16.
And then look at the rebounds too. You know, it's pretty similar.
And 9-6 on the defensive, 4-4 offensive as Lamont makes a free throw. 51-37.
And we talked, the thing that the Cowboys haven't been able to do is turn them over. Their guards have really handled the pressure, and that was what we talked about in pregame, is the ability to handle the pressure that the Highlands brings to the table, and it's really been unproductive so far in this first half.
There's a lob down the lane as they got it to Achara. Foul call. Free throw time for Achara now, as it'll be a 1-on-1. Achara, 6'8", 214, senior out of Palmdale, California, Antelope Valley High School, Houston Christian High School. Came in averaging 6.5, missed the free throw, and the rebound grabbed by Hasbury. Here comes New Mexico Highlands now, down by a count of 51-38. Lamont on a fadeaway, and that looked like it might have been partially blocked. And Regis coming right back.
I didn't see the block, but it just seemed like it had to be.
Either that or it came out of his hands weird.
Oh, look at
good feed, and Harmon on the jam. That I wasn't expecting. He got up in a hurry.
And you can just see Bryant, he's having fun. They're having fun out there. This is not what we expected to see out of Highland here in the first half.
And this is a 2-4 team coming in, as driving, turning around, shooting, missing Jaquan Hill, and the rebound grab with authority by Achara.
You can just see their confidence right now that Regis just really controlling the tempo and just getting easy basket after an easy guy turnover though.
It's out of bounds, but just the movement away from the ball, Steve, and the passing, just getting it down in the paint at all times. 30-second timeout. I'd like to thank Quality Care and all of our sponsors here. Quality Care, proud supporter of New Mexico Highlands University. David C. Chavez halftime show, that'll be coming up. And thanks to David C. Chavez. Medrano Struck Law, another proud supporter of both ProView Networks and New Mexico Highlands, and the Yeller Sub. Go get yourself a Yeller Sub today, the official sub of ProView Networks. I passed by there the other day, Steve, but I haven't been there yet.
Well, just make a phone call.
Right.
Doesn't do any good to be passing by. You gotta get involved, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna like their sandwiches.
That's what I've heard. (53-38) is the score in favor of Regis. Here's one for you, Steve. The last couple of games that you and I have done here, New Mexico Highlands have had big first halves, and then they've kind of sputtered in the second. Now they have to come and do the opposite in the second half if they want to get back in it.
Well, let's see if they can turn this game around in the second half, and it starts right here. If they can get a nice, good shot, a good three-point attempt, or here a direct line to the basket.
Lamont put it up too strong, but he'll go to the line for two. Missed the layup. KJ Lamont out of Rock Island, Illinois, a 6'3" freshman. Of 2 at the field. 3 points coming off of a 20-point performance. And sinks a free throw. So Lamont 4 of 5 for his 4 points.
Now they can't give up anything easy right here. I mean, Lamont's going to make this free throw. Now they got to get back and play D.
Makes them both.
Now let's see if they don't give up anything easy and get a stop here. Don't give him a great steal.
2-1, and they don't get a shot off. It's stolen away, and that will end the first half. 53-40 in favor of Regis. And we will have the David C. Chavez halftime show in just a moment here on the ORMAC Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire. The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to newmexicohighlands.com today.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to...
We're back here at the John A. Wilson Complex on the campus of New Mexico Highlands University. It is Regis leading New Mexico Highlands here at halftime. The men's game, first of the RMAC conference schedule. With me right now, Media Relations Director, the Sports Information Director at Highlands, Mike Gross. And Mike, this is what makes conference play so special. You never know what's going to happen. Highlands 6-1 coming in. You got a Regis team 2-4, and they're playing like they did last year when they were very good.
Man, Regis is on fire.
Yes,
7 of 10 from 3,
right,
and somewhere over 60% from the floor. And what you were seeing work early for Highlands, maybe not as effective tonight against Regis. The trapping, forcing those turnovers, not happening so far tonight. We'll see what Coach Dominguez does at halftime to get some adjustments. The other thing too that you get used to that rotation, right, where you're subbing 5 in, 5 out. DeLon McLeod out tonight, maybe having a little bit of impact on that rotation.
Yeah, DeLon McLeod is out tonight, so that's kind of a situation that will be ongoing here for a little bit. But when you look at Regis, so they're kind of doing what Highlands has done to opponents, turning them over.
Turn it over and lights out shooting. Like, they could not miss there. It was a three or four threes in a row midway through that first half. So yeah, Regis is shooting lights out and dug a big hole for Highlands to work out of here in the second half.
So watching the game, Mike, what do you think Highlands has to do to get back into this game, and what does Regis have to do to kind of keep doing what they're doing?
I'll be interested to see if Regis can keep up that shooting pace. That is hard to do. You mentioned conference play. You can just tell the intensity ratchets up a little bit, the defense a little bit tougher. So can Regis keep shooting like that? And can Highlands get back to that defense that they were so successful with early in the season? 6-1, as you said. You and I sat here courtside, watched them handle Pueblo pretty well. Did a nice job against Western. Both of those games non-conference games because of the changes with the RMAC schedule.
Right.
Can Highlands figure out that formula in the second half?
Well, and the other thing that Highlands had a problem with is the penetration from Regis. What do they have to do to counter that? I'd imagine Mike Dominguez is talking to the team about that right now.
Yeah, you gotta find your man. Right? Once they break that press, you got to find your man and don't let them get deep. And what you're seeing is they get deep and they're either converting the easy layup or they're kicking it out for that three that we talked about.
Going to the women's game, and by the way, Mike Gross, the Sports Information Director here at New Mexico Highlands, our guest at halftime. Women's game was a close one throughout, and Regis ends up pulling that one out.
Well, I thought our team played so well.
Might have been the best game that they played just overall.
I would say so.
Against the competition that they were playing against.
They stepped it up last weekend over the Thanksgiving weekend. They were in Canyon, Texas, the West Texas tournament. They beat Permian Basin, a team that was in the NCAA tournament a year ago. They played really, really well against the host Lady Buffs there in Canyon. And Regis just found an extra gear there late in the third and into the fourth quarter and had a huge advantage from the free throw line and put Highlands away late. But I thought the Cowgirls played really, really well. It's such a young team. 7 freshmen on that roster. So you figure you go in, you've got your expectations on the one hand, but this is a learning experience every time they hit the court. And for a lot of those players that were out there, this is the first time ever playing in an RMAC game. And you and I both know, watching this conference for years, it is an elite conference at the Division II level. But I thought our ladies played very, very well tonight.
So we're at the doubleheader stage of conference play. 2 more home doubleheaders and 1 on Tuesday before the holidays.
That's right. We've got Colorado School of Mines coming in. The women's team for Mines struggling a little bit this year, but I expect to get a battle out of them, just what we talked about with Regis with their record. And then the Colorado School of Mines men, man, they're 13th in the country right now. Their coach has been there for 24 years now, and you know what you're going to get. They're hard playing, smart players, and they're going to work you. They're going to work you hard. So both teams have their work cut out. And then on the road, as you said, at Durango for a doubleheader, always a tough place to go play. And then right back here at the Wilson Complex the Saturday the 14th as Adams State comes down. And then the women will be done until after the holidays. The men have 1 more game as they head up to Lakewood to play Colorado Christian in a non-conference game. 3 conference teams on the schedule this year as non-conference opponents, which is a little weird. Yeah, but the conference did a little bit of a change and freed up some dates for the teams, and coaches had to scramble to try to fill those. So I give credit to Coach Dominguez and the other coaches around the RMAC to figure out how to fill those dates.
Well, Mike, thank you so much.
Scott,
as always.
Good talking
Keep up
to
the
you.
Great work.
Thank you, sir.
Mike Rose, Sports Information Director here in New Mexico Highlands. Our guest, Regis, up by 13 at the half on the RMAC Network.
Hey, we have a new sheriff in town. Hi, my name is Arthur Apodaca, and I'm owner and operator of Regulators Protective Services. We are here to protect kids and families at all high schools and college events.
Hey, Dad, you're the best.
Thank you, son.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
53-40, a 13-point lead for Regis. Highlands gets the ball first.
Need a basket right here. Need a good start.
Ooh, bad pass. A little too hot to handle. Kennard Richardson, a high pass. Turnover, and it goes out of bounds. Mayo Harmon with 18 points to lead the way for both teams. 7 of 8, 3 of 3 from three-point range. Also has a dunk. Good feed down the lane and left-handing it up and in. A beauty by Egon. 55-40, a 15-point lead. Hasbury, tough to the basket.
That's what Highlands need right there. Get into the basket, make this free throw. Asbury, a good free throw shooter.
He knew he wanted to go to the basket right away and finished. Got the three-point play. See what this does for the confidence for Highlands, as now they're down by 12.
I mean, so far Regis has done a great job of breaking the press and also getting into half-court sets and shooting at a high percentage.
Mayo Harmon. Very patient, this Rangers team.
Got a turnover right here.
Turnover, it is stolen away.
They missed
Pleasant
TJ.
Kimball, they had TJ Sanchez, but they'll run the offense now. Hasbury in very deep, put it up a little too strong, tipped by Kimball. He gets the board. Kimball, right wing, Richardson. And Kennard hits a three.
A little life right now. The benches are getting up and we're cutting it into single digits.
6-0 run after the opening bucket by Regis. High dribble all the way to the basket, uncontested for Eddie Egan, who has both baskets here in the second half. Asbury down by 11.
Look at Kimball, down to Kimball.
Good move by Thomas. Thomas for three. In and out, heartbreak. Asbury got the board. Good feed underneath, and Sanchez hits, and he is fouled.
Great start, what they needed here to start the second half.
8-2 run by New Mexico Highlands, pulling within single digits. Remember, it was 13 at the half, and then it was Eddie Egan on an easy basket to make it 15. And Highland has been battling ever since. New Mexico Highlands.
Well, like I said, can Regis shoot at that high percentage rate that they did in their first half? And
Sanchez with a three-point play. 57-49. A 9-2 run by Highlands.
And now the bench is into the game. Players are into the game. They need get another stop here and get the crowd into the game. That's all we need to do right now.
Sanders guarded tightly by Richardson. Try to backdoor down the lane. There's steal, and a foul's going to be called at the last moment by Kyrie Thomas. Thomas didn't say anything, but you saw by his reaction he was not happy.
Now they can't give up an easy look.
Thomas, 2 fouls, by the way.
Got a mismatch with Kyrie, and they can't get the ball in against him.
Brown, right wing. Here's a 3 ball. That's good. And that is put up by Kobe Sanders, who, by the way, a 40%er from 3 coming in.
Sanders just so confident.
60-49.
Look out. Richardson
on the base. Banks it in. Nice play by Kennard Richardson. 60-51 in favor of Regis. They have 16:58 to play.
Got a trap.
Mayo Harmon on the base. Oh, beautiful feed down the lane. They tip it away, almost stolen away, but kept in and put up and in. Nicely done by Achara.
Well, I'll tell you what, just a great presence of mind by him. They got it inside the block. And
this Regis team, even though they're 2-4, they have so many guys that can score, and they have so many returning stars on their team. Here's Thomas, and Thomas can't get the 3, and the rebound is grabbed by Egan. That's his second. Egan, by the way, averaging 2.7. Kick it on the wing. Egan again. Sanders, left wing side, Egan. Mayo Harmon hits the triple.
Well, now they're 9 for 12.
My goodness.
So I didn't think they could shoot that high percentage, and they're proving me wrong.
Wesson Kimball lost the ball off his foot. Timeout is called. 15:49 to play in the second half. Regis pulling away once again. It's back to 14 here on the Ormac Network.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
At New Mexico Highlands University, you're more than a student, you're family. Whether you're taking courses in Las Vegas, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho, Albuquerque, or Farmington, you'll get that one-on-one attention to inspire you to reach your goals. Let New Mexico Highlands help take your passion and accelerate it into a career and fulfilling life path. Find out why New Mexico Highlands is the right choice for you. Log on to newmexicohighlands.com today.
65-51 is the score. Scott Galletti along with Steve Davis, Alton Iowani, our producer director, and Ron Molina and our camera crew. I'll tell you what, Steve Davis, there's really not much that you can do when you have shooting like this against you. 7 of 10 from three-point range, still 64.5 from the field.
No, you're 9 for 12 from the threes, not 7 for 10, 9 for 12, 75%.
That was a dunk. 67-51. They're pulling away indeed. It was a good run as it was 9-2 for New Mexico Highlands. But now all of a sudden it's a 7-0 run and a 3-ball on the other end. Kennard Richardson gets it back.
They can't leave him open.
Shot for 2, and that's off the mark. A little short, but getting the rebound back was Sanders. This team is so steady. Get it down the lane as Achara is fouled. And one of the things, you can say the same thing about New Mexico Highlands here with Mike Dominguez, but you have a coach around as long as Regis has. It's the continuity of the team.
Well, like I said, he's been there 10 years, and he's built his program, his system, and he's been successful.
Right.
I mean, with all that.
New players into the game for the Cowboys. Dawson comes back in, Hill back in along with Lamont. Foul shot off the mark. Dawson got the rebound, and Ezzy, a good game on the boards. Dawson with 7 boards now. Shot in the corner for 3 is short. Dawson couldn't get to that board. Here they come running now the other way with Egon, and they lose control. Sped up a little bit for the first time today, perhaps, and it goes out of bounds to Highlands. (67-54), 13-point lead. Lamont outside. Lamont drives on Egon. Little fade, needed a bounce and a little short. The rebound grabbed by Cox.
I'll tell you what, did Cox elevate a little bit on that?
Yeah, just a little bit. Driving now is Cox. He'll swing it to Brown. Brown on the drive. Got his own board and scored.
They're just doing everything right. I mean, they're not letting up from when they did start in the second half. Had a little bit of a slow start at the beginning of the second half, but they're just not giving up right now.
Well, they just keep coming at you is what the problem is for Highlands. Lamont gets a man in the air and scores. Basket's good. He is fouled.
And he's a freshman. He
is fun to watch. The thing I like about him is even the game that he had 20 points, his emotions don't really get too high. He just really has the same expression on his face. Got the 3-point play. Another big bucket and an and one for New Mexico Highlands, trying to keep close. Almost walking. There's a steal. Lamont ends up with the ball. Lamont on the drive. Got cut off. There's a shot for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound tipped, and Lamont couldn't get it. Goes out of bounds to Regis. Good looking 3 by Rosenberg. Just couldn't get it to fall.
And the thing that, you know, Highlands has success, they've been wearing the other teams down, and this team doesn't look like they're getting tired at all.
Dale Harmon for 3. That's off the mark. And a rebound, Highlands. That's a big miss for Mayo Harmon. Still a 12-point lead for Regis, though.
We need to get a score. I mean, that's what we're saying right here in this possession.
Thomas, Lamont in the paint, all the way, little short. I think he thought he was closer than he was.
Got numbers here, got to get back.
Yeah, Mayo Harmon to the basket, and he will go to the line for 2.
Do you see his explosion of Harmon's explosion? He just seems to separate from everybody when he's in the open court.
Well, again, he's just such a smart player. Just keeps coming at you. That's what this whole team does. And he's a junior out of Peoria, Arizona, by the way, Phoenix Prep High School. And rattles it home. Harmon at the line is 2 for 2. And oh, by the way, on the year, he is now 17 of 18. He's over 90%, Steve. One more coming.
And he's 4 for 5 from 3-point.
Right.
So he's 80%. So.
Right, exactly.
So it doesn't matter what range he is, he's over 80%.
Exactly, yes, sir. Yeah, he's an unbelievable young man, I'll tell you. Thomas outside being guarded by Brown. There's a little runner by Richardson, needed a bounce. They're just a little short on their shots, Steve, and they're not getting second chance efforts.
Here comes Bryant.
Good block, and the ball taken. Here comes Thomas now. Thomas gets by Mayo Brown, and he lays it up and in.
I missed it, but I could just see it go in.
I said Mayo Brown, Mayo Harmon, but nonetheless, Kyrie Thomas, outstanding. 71-59.
Need a stop. Need another defensive stop here.
Still 12 minutes to go.
That's
on the pull-up, and that's going to be a miss by Achara. Had a good look, but the Cowboys now trying to come back. They're down by 12.
Great rebound.
Thomas for 3. Too strong. Rebound, Ezzie Dawson. Slam dunk, Ezzie Dawson.
Look out. They got to get back. Turnover.
How about Ezzie Dawson getting a rebound and a two-handed throwdown? Timeout on the court. 10-point lead for Regis, but the Cowboys trying to mount a comeback. As you look at the replay here, as Ezzie would get the rebound, and then he said, hey, I got this, and threw her down on the Ormac Network.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
What do you need in a university? For me, it was never really about being a number, another face in the crowd. I needed something more. A university dedicated to anticipating my needs through support could offer me a sense of belonging and promise me loyalty. This is where those ideas are possible. This is where those ideas are true. Unfazed by our differences and driven by our goals, we all work as one cohesive unit. As a community, we're the movers and shakers, inventors and innovators, future leaders and glass ceiling breakers. With classrooms that feel like home and professors who feel like family. Together we rally, explore, and rejoice. We learn about the world, about each other, about ourselves, while leaping over expectations.
10-point lead for Regis. Still over 11 minutes to play in the second half. Highlands getting a breath of life. Driving, Rosenberg gets the 10-footer.
Well, now this is going to be interesting. Let's see if if they can get some more turnovers.
Working in the backcourt. Mayo Harmon now will bring it into the front court. Mayo Harmon stops at the foul line. 18 to shoot, 11:09 to play in the game. 8-point lead for Regis. Moving the ball around nicely again, down to 10. Mayo Harmon gives the ball out top to Sanders. Mayo Harmon, little lob inside. And there's the backdoor cut, and laying it up and in was Egon at the buzzer for the shot clock.
A little slow on the weak side help. Easy basket. Good offensive set for Regis.
73-63 in favor of Regis. 3 ball in the corner. 3 ball in the corner pocket. As that was a good shot for Rosenberg. He's 2 for 5 from long range.
Well, the intensity level's picked up right now.
Mayo Harmon feeds it on the right side. This is Bryant away from the ball. Foul on New Mexico Highlands. See where the foul's on. Richardson getting his. Here's a ball on the base. They kick it back out. Here's Egon. Egon turns. Still in the lane. Mayo Harmon outside for a 3. That's off the mark short.
Big possession right here.
Kyrie Thomas back to Richardson, calling for movement. 9:45 to play. They get it down the lane. And Ezzie Dawson is fouled. Trying to make it a 5-point game, Steve.
Well, right where you want to be, 10-minute mark. You know. Go down 13 at the half. Cut it in half at the 10-minute mark. Pretty impressive. Now they're going to be below. Oh, you've got to make these free throws. Yes.
That ball went down just for you, Steve.
6 more. You know, this is going to become a ball game in the last 10 minutes.
Well, this is the closest they've been in a while. 1 more coming. Biggest lead for Regis was 16 points. Biggest lead for Highlands, 1 point as it goes out of bounds off of New Mexico Highlands. 1 of 2 made on the free throws. 73-67. Mayo Harmon guarded, bad pass, taken away, down the lane. Rosenberg put it up too strong, and I think they're going to get a late foul to send Rosenberg to the line.
He's just amazing too. How did you see his hands above the rim when he made the missed the layup?
Yeah, we'll get another look at this here in a moment. As Mayo Harmon, a rare mistake for him as he threw the ball. It was intercepted. Richardson got it to Dawson, and then actually not to Dawson, that was Rosenberg. Rosenberg to the line.
Got to make these.
That's where the Cowboys are hurting right now. They've gotten to the line. In fact, they've gotten to the line more than Regis. 16 of 22.
It's not bad. It's just
16 of 23. He misses 3 out of 4. 3 straight after making 1. Egon. Good move by Egon. Didn't shoot. Now he's going to drive. He's in deep. He scores. Eddie Egon.
I tell you what, that guy has got some great moves to the basket. Look out.
Thomas, a little floater, and he will go to the line for 2. Kyrie Thomas. Kyrie Thomas, so the foul was the 4th on Egon. That's big.
And And look at the hands of Regis. Look at that. They're starting to show some conditioning factor right here. All their hands are like on their knees.
Thomas made them both. And 75-69. Pressure now. Running into the front court. Sanders. Sanders is very smooth. Only got 5 points on 2 of 5 shooting, but 8 assists. Here's Sanders again. Looking inside. 8 to shoot. They get it back to Sanders. Sanders a 3. That's off the mark. The rebound tapped. And that is going to be taken away by Highlands. So what are they calling? I think they're calling Highlands ball.
That's Highlands ball. They inadvertent. What that means, I'm just taking it from what everybody's saying. So don't ask me to explain what that means. Right?
I thought you were the all-be-all expert on everything, Steve.
It's inadvertent. I just know that it's.
Here's a long 3 that is a little in and out. Almost went down for Kyrie Thomas. 8:14 to play. Sanders outside. Sanders feeds right side. This is the 3 ball, and that's good. A marvelous shot there by Brown. $78-69 now the score. Richardson.
And I thought that was an and one too. I really did.
Makes it a 7-point lead. Richardson with 20 now on 7 of 10 shooting, leading the way for the Cowboys. 2 other players have 10, Thomas and Rosenberg. 3 ball is missed. And getting to the rebound was Mayo Harmon. Slam dunk for Brown. Wow. Hustle by Regis. They lead it by 9 here on the RMAC Network.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Blue Bell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
9-point lead for Regis. Timeout taken by Mike Dominguez. 7:18 to play, but Regis getting that momentum back a little bit, Steve Davis.
Well, they give it to Richards right here, and that's what you want. I mean, he's such a competitor right out of timeouts and get to the free throw line. And
Kennard Richardson will go to the line. He is 7 of 11, 3 of 5 from three-point range, 3 of 4 from the foul line. Looks like we got another timeout here. 7:10 to play here on the Ormac Network.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at Car Crafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
80-71 in favor of New Mexico of Regis over New Mexico Highlands. Kennard Richardson will go to the line for 2, but just when you think Highlands was mounting a comeback, all of a sudden just a couple of quick, easy baskets by Regis to put a little room again.
Well, I think we're going to see another run out of Highlands, but they got to hit these free throws. I mean, to get back into this game, they got to be able to.
18 of 27 now to go below 72%. 8 of 14 for Regis. Foul shot is good. 8-point lead for Regis and the ball. Bryant with the ball, double team. Bryant passes left side. This is into the hands of Jalen Brown. Bryant again in the lane. Little 10-footer. Bryant with 12 on 5 of 6 shooting. 10-point lead for Regis. Richardson, Lamont didn't take the 3. Shot in the corner. It is for Kyrie Thomas.
Back to 7.
Yeah, he'll take the 3.
We got a trap.
Brown, good feed down the lane, and it's kicked back out. And this is Sanders.
Now they gotta stop. They gotta get stops here.
Jalen Brown out of Salinas, California, guarded by Richardson with 7 to shoot. He'll take the 3. That's off the mark, but a rebound, Achara.
See, Regis now is working the clock now. They're working the time clock management right now.
5:55 to go. There's Steele. It comes on the near side. This is Sanders. Couldn't get it. And finally, Richardson got the rebound for Highlands.
Got numbers.
Thomas on the drive all the way to the basket. Gave it underneath. Ezzie Dawson, a little too strong, and the rebound grabbed by Regis.
This is an opportunity for Highlands. Regis going to work the clock down to the shot clock.
3 ball, short, but good rebound again, and laying it up and laying it in was Cox. Every loose ball they seem to be getting, Steve.
No, they might be getting a little tired, and Coach Dominguez is bringing new troops in.
Down the lane, Richardson is blocked.
How did he not get fouled on that? That was.
Rosenberg back in along with Hasbury. Also out there, Blessing Kimball back in. Rosenberg, tough shot off the mark, and a rebound grabbed by Regis.
And this is where you got, we talk about defenses. Look at the guy.
Harmon, bad pass, but it was retrieved by Brown. Brown with 13 on the shot clock, 4:30 on the game clock. Brown all the way to the basket. Tough shot.
Too easy. Direct line to the basket. Back to 11.
Thomas on the wing, guarded by Cox. Kimball. Kyrie Thomas, good step back move and hits. Kyrie Thomas with 3:56 to play. Timeout is called here on the RMAC Network.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
$86-77 in favor of Regis over New Mexico Highlands. Highlands trying to pressure.
They got it. They got the turnover.
They got the turnover as Mayo Harmon couldn't save it.
Great timeout by Mike. They got the turnover. Now can they get the basket here?
Don't have a ton of time, but you got a little bit of time to whittle away here.
I got plenty of time on the clock. 3:46 is an eternity.
Kimball. Here's Richardson off the mark. Kimball with the tap and the rebound grabbed by Regis.
Now defensive stops.
Egon, a transfer from Montana.
Regis is going to really just, they got
backdoor cut and a beautiful block by Richardson. And he's going to be called for the foul. Wow, he thought he got all ball. So at the line will be Brown, Jalen Brown. Get a look at it as you'll see the ball go under, and there is the block, and a little bit of a far angle, so hard to tell if there was a little bit of the body, but if there wasn't body, that was all ball.
Regis averaging 67 points a game, and they're at 87. They're 20 points on the road. Better than their average.
You and I on the drive in, Steve, we're talking about that. It's like, oh, okay, Highlands really has to play a lot of good defense because this team isn't as bad as their stats and their record indicates.
No, and that's why we had at lunch with Mike. He said the same thing. This team's better than what is the win-loss record is.
Technical. Mayo Harmon with the free throw to make it 88-77. One more coming. And it is up and good. (89-77). Highlands gets the ball back now.
Harmon with 30 points. Am I reading that correct? No, minutes, excuse me.
30 minutes. He's got 25 points. 8 of 11 shooting, 4 of 6, and 5 of 5. Good feed underneath. Hasbury is blocked. No call was made. Here comes the ball now thrown to Mayo Harmon. He'll feed it into the front court to Cox. They're trying to slow things down, but the ball movement just intense for Regis. 2:51 to play. They're up 12. Sanders, Mayo Harmon, Bryant, and the shot clock goes off.
Well, an opportunity. I mean, we were running out of now. It's getting, you're at that 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
Everything at this point, it's got to go Highlands' way. But they really need to make a basket where they can set their press up.
Brady Burgesson telling his team they need to stop. Thomas way outside. Hasbury. Shot for 3. That's off the mark. And foul will be called against Regis. Get a look here on the goaltending that wasn't right there. The block in front of the rim. And they came the other way, and Highlands will get the ball back, and now we have free throws. 2:17 to go. 12-point lead for Regis.
And the free throws.
Foul shots were missed. Ezzie Dawson with the tie-up. And it's going to go out of bounds on the arrow to Regis.
Well, the clock becoming an ally of Regis right now on the road.
Mayo Harmon, just a smooth customer. Feeds it on the near side to Bryant. Highlands has to try to get a steal here. Good drive. It was stolen away, or is it? It's on the ground. Here's Thomas feeding front court. Blessing Kimball lays it in. 89-79.
A little bit of life left, just a little bit.
Highlands below their average. Regis above theirs. Highlands was averaging 84.7. And you mentioned Regis just 67.5.
I know,
they came in a confident bunch, Steve. I saw during the warm-ups, and when they hit the court, they just played. Even though they're 2-4, they were just out there as if they had a lot of confidence in themselves. Mayo Harmon is out of the game.
Go North! Come on, B!
Down to 9 on the shot clock. Here's Egon, feeds in the right corner. That's a 3, and that's the story of the night. That is a bucket.
That's the dagger.
For Cox, yeah.
That's the dagger. You know, it's going to break the Highlands' heart right there. They got to get shots up now.
12 of 21 from three-point range. Rebound grab by Egon, and a foul in the backcourt.
14 that shot 33% for the year. Am I correct? I do believe.
That is correct. 31. 31. Giving up 41. And Highlands tonight at 43. But as a team, 61% and 11 of 20, 55% from three-point range.
On the road.
On the road.
So this team's record is very deceiving. This team's going to be a team to reckon with for the year.
And they're going to be 1-0 in Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference play. 3-4 overall, and the Cowboys are going to fall to 6-2 and 0-1 in the RMAC.
It doesn't get easier this weekend.
No, very tough Colorado School of Mines team, which some people say is this team plus. Here's Thomas, a little floater is good. Kyrie Thomas, 93-81. Yeah, coming in ranked number 18 in Division II play. Colorado School of Mines, they play tonight, and they're going to be a load against Highlands on Saturday. Men and women play. The women play at 5 on, women play at 1 on Saturday. 3 o'clock will be the men's game. It's used to the old days of 5 and 7 on Saturday. 1 and 3 from here on out.
Well, the score was 13.5, so I mean this team's played even in the second half.
Yeah.
Now it's 14, so actually Regis has won by 1 point the second half.
Rosenberg on the pull-up. He got high in the air on that shot, missed. Kimball down low. Kimball put it up, blocked, and he's fouled. 30.4 on the game clock. But this was a situation, Steve, that you didn't want to talk about going into tonight's game, but now it's here. Highlands will have a loss in conference. Now they have a really tough game coming up before they go on the road.
And then they go on the road. And then road's not easy. So.
Well, nothing's easy in the RMAC, that's for sure.
Especially on the road.
Kimball hits, one more coming. Chase Mayo Harmon's back in. Foul shot is good. 30.4, pressure by Highlands, trying to make something happen. And a foul before the inbounds pass or a timeout. What did they call?
I think it's a foul.
It is a foul. So foul is called. And we'll take a break here on the RMAC Network. .683 is the score. We're going by the stat monitor here. There's a steal taken away. Rosenberg with the two-handed flush.
Let it play out.
Yeah, they don't have to shoot. Mayo Harmon will give it outside. Holding the ball is Egan, who had a whale of a game with 16. 2 seconds, 1 second, the ball game is over. Final score, Regis 95, New Mexico Highlands, or 96, New Mexico Highlands 85. Going by the stat monitor here, they have a different score on the board, 96-85. The Medrano Strucklaw player of the game for New Mexico Highlands have to go with Kennard Richardson, 21 points, on 7 of 14 shooting, 3 of 7 from three-point range, 4 of 6 from the foul line, 2 rebounds and 1 steal before fouling out. And for Regis, well, kind of easy, even though they had a balanced effort, as they had 4 guys in double figures. It was Chase Mayo Harmon, the sharpshooter, 25 points, 8 of 11, 4 of 6 from three-point range, 5 of 5 from the line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. You also had Brown with 18 points, 14 for Bryan, and Egan with 16 points, and it was Thomas 17 points, 12 for Rosenberg, the other players in double figures. Final thoughts, Steve Davis.
Well, let's figure out who our Medrano struck player of the game is.
I gave it to Richardson.
You gave it to Richardson.
Yeah.
I missed it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you want? Yeah. Why doesn't anyone listen to me around here, Steve?
You know what? I was wondering if anybody was paying attention to me. I got everybody's attention on that one. So.
Well, final thoughts.
Well, I tell you, it's a tough loss for the start of the season for them. Such a great start at the beginning of the deal, and to lose on their home court, and they just got to regroup, rebound, and get back here and get it going on Saturday, because they don't want to go 0-2 on their home court.
No, they do not. So Saturday it is 1 o'clock for the women, 3 o'clock for the men. Colorado School of Mines in town, 13th ranked on the men's side, and we'll have that for you on the RMAC network. For Steve Davis, for Alden Iowani, our producer-director, Ron Molina, and our crew, Scott Coletti saying so long one more time. The final score, Regis 96 and New Mexico Highlands 85. You've been watching New Mexico Highlands men's basketball on the RMAC network. Good night.